All right, what's up, YouTube? I'm excited and I'm scared at the same time. Um, just a mix of different things this morning. I'm gonna tell y'all about the most recent. Just recently, I was going to apply for something online that was nearby, and I had a snafu where, and these are tears in my eyes. I have a snafu where I couldn't remember the password. So I tried to set up the recovery thing, but as I went to the page, because I was going to just start all over, it was saying make sure you remember your password because we can't retrieve it. But on the same note, it has this little forgot your password thing. So I said, well, let me give it a try. I'm going to click it and see if it'll send me something to recover my password in my email. So I waited maybe 20, 30 minutes, and then I went into my email. And, I'm just like, I don't know what type of wonderful things I'm going to find in my jobs email today. Is it going to be another something from the president did write me back, by the way, and I'll address that when I get a chance. And I'll communicate back out to him when I get a chance. Um, but I found an email from the woman that I thought on Friday just basically discounted me because I really thought she did. I'm praying on it, y'all. I really thought that she did. I thought it was over and done because no matter how much good that she was trying to do, I mean, I just, and I'm gonna tell y'all, the church was involved in this a little bit. I'm gonna tell y'all how, because y'all don't know the whole story. But I tried calling from here, but as y'all know, different things happening. I'm using the phone call wouldn't go through. It was really rainy that day. Plus the connection was bad. I don't know if it was a lot of us was on. I couldn't. She couldn't hear me, and she legitimately could not hear me. I called couple different places to see what the deal was. They could not hear me, and then I did a playback on a voice message that I tried to leave, and it was like I was like, what? I sounded like I was on drugs, and I'm not, and I never, thank God, never. Certain things you don't need to speak on, and I say that because um, there are certain things in my world that just simply do not have a place, and that's one of them. But and I just feel weird when I even say it, like it's opening a door for something. That's not in certain words. Not in my world. It don't. I don't. That's not. Shouldn't even be something that's mentioned. But anyways, moving back to my story. So anyhow, the church had a play in this because I couldn't make the phone call. So I was like, well, what do I do? And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. I met this lady at a bus stop that said that she worked at this church. They had daycare during the day, so I was like, okay, a lot of times these churches, nobody ain't there during the day, but they have daycare. So I went and, I didn't realize it was Friday because all the days had just mixed up together. And the ladies were out doing their fish fry, and I was a little confused because I don't know why I was thinking of Saturday. Just so many things going on at once. So, I basically mentioned to them, and I proceeded with caution because you never know what you're dealing with. And the one lady was very humble, and I've approached them before doing the fish fry thing, and I was just appalled that they were like $14 a plate for a fish fry for a fish thing. And and they had the catfish, but they didn't want to cook it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty much broke, and I don't really want the fish. I'm thinking I'm supporting, but and I encountered them once before, and one lady was very benevolent and kind. The other one was more, her spirit is ill, like her spirit is sick. You can tell, like there's something not right, evil, and her spirit is sick, meaning that whatever the opposite of benevolent is, which was that woman's spirit, this woman's spirit was. And then I saw in my interaction in dealing with them on Friday that the woman that was benevolent recognized that spirit, but it was almost like she was maintaining a watchful eye. It was that word again, weird. But I understood it. My spirit, my soul understood it. And how I understood it, because the whole time I was interacting with the benevolent lady, and I was, interacting and asking permission before I shared any information, because of that last situation, I didn't ever want to, but even if you get permission, people lie. And, and I was aware that even though it's a church, people still lie. So, I let her know, that, I try to use the spirit of discernment when sharing information. But everybody needs somebody sometimes. I understand this is a church, But, putting all that aside, be honest. If you prefer me not to share this information, I will not, because I don't want it to be shared or discussed in a negative way. Even if I don't hear it, it still affects the spirit and energy and vibrations surrounding it. So anyway, she told me to go ahead, and I was like, are you sure? If you're not comfortable, let me know. She was sure. So I gave her the little 3 to 5 minute little spell. The other lady was on the other side texting, and she laughed. I heard her laugh. And so, when I finished with her, I turned to the lady and I said, oh, I heard you laugh. Did you want to add something? And she just came out real nasty and was just like, I was looking at my text. I wasn't paying any attention to you. And I was just like, no, well, I was hoping that you were, because, any input would be appreciated. And then the other woman said to me, and she saw the spirit, and I felt the spirit. She felt my spirit, feeling her spirit. If you're not spiritual, you'll understand. But it was just like, and then she was just like, well, let me know how, and she wanted to let me know that it was okay for me to follow up with her and let her know how it went. And, I didn't know how it was going to go either way, but I was telling her, well, if something positive happens, I'll come by and buy some fish, buy fish dinner. The other lady got a kick out of it. And what I understand is this, that when people go through things so much, and I'm referring back to the movie Monster, and that's it, the main theme of it is something that's not, again, in my vocabulary, and I don't like it to be presented to me. But in that movie Monster, where Charlize Theron played a role, that was one of the things that they mentioned, and I kind of understand the summary of that was that, like a stray dog. Dogs by nature are loving, kind, generous, loyal, and all of that. But after a stray dog has been abused and tortured and tricked so much, it learns to fear people. And that was the case, and I kind of agree with this, but I don't know her situation, but I kind of agree that maybe that was the case with Charlize Theron. She trusted people, was so good. I mean, the role that Charlize Theron played was so good to people for so long, got abused so many times by so many different people in so many different ways, that you become afraid, and I'm not going to allow that to happen to me. I'm not going to be afraid of people. I'm not going to. I'm going to seek help when needed. And if there's ever a situation where, I'm treated unfairly, I will not go that path again. At least that's what I'm stating. Sometimes God works different ways, and sometimes it's not all about you, so he may put you in that situation again, which may happen here. I don't know. I'm on a time limit because I do need to make this return phone call, but provided that I'm able to do it. So anyhow, I went back and, I provided the update. The lady hadn't emailed me yet, and I was just like, okay. She was just blowing me off because she's telling me to, send her an email of an updated, but I don't even have her email address, and she didn't give it to me on the phone. And then, I'm thinking I'm going to go back and I'm going to find it in my email, and it's not there because it takes me a good 20 minutes to walk back. But no, it wasn't there. And so, I kind of left her a voicemail message, just reminding her, hey, because that's what I was going to send. I'm sweating under my boobs, y'all. But reminding her that I was going to send, and that's so ironic because it was so cold here before. But I was going to send her the information. And I told her originally about 4 p.m., but I was like, forget it. I would send it immediately. Send it immediately if you send me your email address. And I figure if she doesn't send me her email address, she's just not interested, or she has trepidations. And I understand this world is based on money and based on status. And if you got family and kids to feed, you're not taking any chances with that. So, it's the story of my life. I understand it. I'm good. So I let it go, and just like the situation where, and I'm sick, and I have a cold, and plus I am. When you see tears, these are tears of amazement, wonder, and just I'm astonished. But it's like, this is a situation with the president. I didn't expect him to respond back. I thought I was going to have to go, try to do some more research. And I had to take it as a learning opportunity and go to the Department of Labor and see what happens with that, and, go from there, go to legal, see what happens with that, and just go through the whole process of things. Now, but surprisingly, and then when I called back, come back that day, he was already gone for the day. And, people say that, but, whatever. But I noticed that the receptionist was more receptive. But he emailed me on a Saturday. And like I said, owners, I've seen firsthand, they go through stuff. It's not easy, I've owned a company on paper, but as far as making money and having a bunch of real employees, mm-mm. So I don't know what it means to deal with all these struggles and different things. And, and then not only that, but you have people probably in your life, your wives, your children, your, significant others, your friends, and they expect you to be at a certain level of status because you are a business owner, and it can be stressful. So, and from the way this person responded, and I always think the best of people, but I'm gonna leave that in God's hands. But yeah, I'm thankful that he responded. So completely unexpected, amazing. Wow. Number two, the lady from that other company that I was telling you about, that's like I had to go through a process. And thankful for that because this morning, I went to the bathroom after doing everything I had to do, was coming back to redo my to reset my password and perhaps start from scratch. Checked my email. Why did I check my email? Because I was looking for something to see if they sent me a recovery password. Lo and behold, I get an email from this lady. And not only did I get an email from her, but her email was just like, hey, I'm trying to call you. It went into voicemail. Call me back. I look forward to hearing from you. And she's telling me she's not going to be in the office between this time and that time. I'm like, wow, amazing. Amazing. So I'm going to call her back. And then part of me got jitters. My first response was pray, like, oh my gosh. And I'm gonna pray again right now. Dear God. And it's so funny because I feel like I can't do it in front of the camera because I feel like it's something that should be private. But I prayed. I'm gonna tell y'all, I prayed. I prayed. And if you can, pray for me too. Prayer for success, for love, for kindness, for respect, for mutual amability, for love, peace, kindness, respect, mutual amability, success, strength, courage, wisdom, ability to bring people together, because that's really what I want, you know. Um, so pray for me, positive things. And if you don't use the word prayer, whatever y'all want to use, that's positive. Meditate, whatever. Send positive energy my way because I need it. Um, but yeah, and then when it went from there, it went to, oh my gosh, okay, it sounds great and promising. I was very honest, in my resume and my cover letter, and I was thinking, it might shoot me in the foot because she might see that and be like, but I'm just amazed, and I really want to thank God from the bottom of my heart. I'm amazed, amazed, amazed. So, and I'm putting my emotions here because I don't want to be emotional on that phone call. One of some of the things, but again, it's in God's hands. Whatever is real to God is real. Because I'm sorry to say this, but emotions in the real world, it signifies to other people weakness, but it's human. It's part of the dynamic of being human, and I love it. But anyhow, I was like, would she have 20 more questions, and I will, but I'm human. So, I'm gonna put it in God's hands. I feel like I need to take a shower. I do. I put on some ginger tea. And just a little hint for y'all, if y'all are sick, cough medicine is bogus. I could drink that whole bottle and nothing would happen probably but me being poisoned. But it still doesn't mean you're going to be healed immediately, but I saw a dramatic effect. Boil some ginger root, slice up ginger root, boil it with some lemon slices. I didn't have lemon slices. Lemon slices helps with the mucus. Lemon slices, anise, cloves, cinnamon, and just boil that MFR, boil it, and make yourself a tea, sip it. And I didn't realize this recently. I dropped a coconut chocolate lint ball in it, and it was so good. And it's like hot chocolate with a zing. And then I remembered maybe about a decade ago when all this legal stuff happened that one of my ex-coworkers, Hispanic man, he actually was like, he made hot chocolate and put some ginger in it and gave it to me. And I thought it was odd, but actually it's pretty good. And it's so funny. I just so happened to, by mistake, happen upon again. Another good mistake that I made when I was, I have to put this in another recording because my time is up.